Right, welcome everyone. My name's Carl Anderson. I'll be taking you through this short little pre-run routine. This is something that I like to do, before every run I take, even before some short walks. It's just a great way to, acquaint your brain with your foot. And so we'll actually start with the feet. So I want you to start seated, slide one leg out, and just take the other leg. Doesn't matter which one you start with. And you're literally just going to play with your toes, right? Take your hand around your big toe, take your other hand around the second toe, pull them apart as far as you can in one direction, and then the other direction, and pulling one up, one down, and then pull them apart. And you're not going into pain. You're just kind of stretching the stuff out, the skin, the fascia, all the stuff that's going on in the feet, right? It tends to get very compressed. And then just work your hands down the line of your toes. So grabbing the second and third toe, pull one up, one down, and reverse it, and then pull them apart. And some people get grossed out when you're like touching your feet. Keep working your hands down your foot. But this stuff, playing with your toes, it makes a big difference, right? With how your feet interacts with the ground on a run, right? Your toes need to be able to work independently and be able to move. What we're doing here is just lighting up signals from our foot to our brain, reacquainting, like I said, our brain to our foot to our brain. Grab that pinky toe and then pull it up, fourth toe down, and just pulling them apart, stretching out all that stuff. Feet get very tight. And the next is the human toe spreader. So with that same foot, you're going to take your opposite hand and literally slide index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and then the pinky right between all the toes. Your thumb kind of wraps around the outside of the toes. And literally just the human toe spreader. Try to make a grip or a fist over the base of your foot. Grab on and just kind of roll it out. And the beauty of this is it's non-specific, right? It breaks up everything. Right? Think about the shoes that you wear. A lot of the shoes have a very narrow toe box. So your toes kind of come together into the center when really they should be able to fan out. If you look at your toes, the widest part of your foot should be the very tips of your toes. And for a lot of us, including myself, the widest part of my foot is the base of my toes. I've got a little bit of a bunion going on from the shoe wear that I wore most of my life. Again, just circling that foot out, pulling, pushing, and then take that foot out that you've been working on and just try to fan the toes as wide as you can. Fan them out wide, wide, wide. Hold that position. So you just broke up, the hardware of the body, the foot itself, the bones, the tendons, all that stuff in the foot. Now you're trying to, get the neurological signal down. So actively fanning those toes, holding that nice spread for another 3, 2, and 1. Relax it. And just get the other foot. Grab onto one, then the other, and pull up one, pull up and down. And again, don't get too specific with what you're doing here, right? You're literally just stretching stuff out, pulling it apart. Working your way down the toes. Not going into pain, but taking it to your limit here, right? One up, one down, then pull it apart. Pretty simple stuff. Doing these little things every day will make a very big difference with how your foot starts to interact with the ground. After you get that toga done, you just take your hand and slide the fingers between the toes. So index, middle, ring finger, and pinky go in between the toes. Then your thumb wraps around the outside edge of the big toe. Try to make a fist and just circle it out. Pull those toes into dorsiflexion and then into extension, pulling them down and up. You can even circle out that ankle as you go through this. And last few moments. All right, release your fingers, take your foot out, and fan your toes as wide as you can. Spread those toes, Keep all the toes in line. Try not to let the big toe do anything funky like mine wants to do. Hold those big toes as wide as you can. And look at the tips. Try to get the tips of your toes to be the widest part of your foot here, not the base of the toes, the tips. Last 3, 2, and 1. Relax. And just take your feet out in front of you and practice some toe cars here. So keep all 10 toes down. Lift up just the big toe. Hold the big toe up. 3, 2, 1. Big toes down, outer 4 toes up. Hold this position. Notice if your ankles are jumping in and out, right? Just get the toes to move on their own. Outer 4 toes down, big toe stays up. So this is working your intrinsic foot strength. There's intrinsic muscles in your foot. All that means is intrinsic is muscles that originate and end in the foot alone. Big toe down, outer 4 toes up. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Outer 4 down, big toes up. Big toe down, outer 4 toes up. Now, lift all 10 of your toes up, fan them as wide as you can, and go piano toes. Pinky toe, 4th toe, 3rd, 2nd, big toe taps. Then harder yet, let's reverse. Big toe, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, pinky toe lifts. Great job. Scoop under that, scoop under right knee. Clasp your hands, actually find a little grip here. So you take left hand to your right shin, strap on with your right hand to your left bicep, squeeze your forearm, just 3 ankle cars, pull your toes up towards your shin, go in, down, out, and up. Crush your forearm as you circle your foot. Nice slow tempo, in, down, out, and up. Reverse now. Go out, down, in, and up, all the way around, nice and slow, and aggressively pulling your toes up as you circle through. Switching out, just hook under that left knee, take your left hand to your right bicep, and then strap on right hand to the left shin. Squeeze your forearm, pull your toes up towards your shin, and then turn into inversion, plantar flexion, eversion, back to dorsey. Go in, down, out, and up. One more that direction. And we switch. Go out, down, in and up, out, down, in and up. Last one. Nice and slow. Good job. And then slide that foot down. You're just going to drive your heel into the floor. Take your hands right around your thigh. Just a couple knee capsule cars going through internal and external rotation. Push your heel into the ground. Pull your toes back towards your shin. Frame your thigh with your hands. And just try to turn your shin into internal rotation. And turn your shin and knee into external rotation. And really pushing the heel down to feel some hamstring. Trying to target tissue in the back of the knee. Go through internal rotation, external rotation. These can be hard if you've never practiced them before. Just one more. Going through IR and ER. Beautiful. Slide that leg out. Opposite leg. Heel into the floor. Pull your toes towards your shin. Frame your thigh with your hands and go through IR. And take some time at the end range to feel. And then ER. Keep working. 2 more. Going through internal rotation, external rotation. 1 more. IR and ER. Back to center. Slide it up. Now let's come onto our feet here. So more of our dynamic warm-up. So standing nice and tall, just taking your big toe to its limit here. Starting with my right foot, I'm just going to lift my heel up. Try to get your heel right above that big toe, taking it to the limit. And lowering down, we'll get 5. Lift up, lower, go up, down, 2 more, up, down, up, and down. Let's get that left foot here, heel lifts up. Try to stack heel over the ball of the foot, lower slow, getting 5, lifting up and down. Again, go into that limit. 2 more, take it up, down, up, and down. And then literally just some ankle circles. So come back up onto the big toe mound and just kind of circling the knee, the ankle around. This can feel a little funny. Switch the direction. Just getting that ankle to articulate with the bones of the foot. And switching out the other leg. And as you go through these, you're just kind of assessing which leg, is easier to control. This is my left leg, and motor control on my left side for the hand and the leg is much harder. Switch the direction. And come back to center, line up your toes here, feet or hips width distance. Let's just do some toe raises or calf raises. Try to stay balanced, push through the big toe, lift both heels up, hold it up. Try not to let the ankle sickle out, and lower down slow. We'll get 5 of these. Lift up, lower slow, take it up, and down. 1, take it up, and down. You might hear some pops and snaps. Those are good things, right? Just kind of little releases. Up and down, up and down. Just give me 1 more. Take it up and down. Now take your hands to your hips. Let's just find some hula hoops here. So keeping the feet grounded, send the hips to the right, go back and around. Just big hula hoops here. Couple in each direction. Warming up the hips. Do you get a few in one way? Let's reverse it, switch it out. All right, come back to center. Now, you're going to pull one knee up here. One knee comes as high as you can. You're going to start to open that hip up, reach it behind you. Tap your big toe behind you like you're tapping on an eggshell. You don't want to break it. And then pull that knee up as high as you can. Reach it back around and back down. And the focus is the standing leg. Try not to let that standing knee or bend or open up at all in any way. Open up, tap the big toe down, bring that leg up as high as you can, and run. Take 1 more. Knee up, open, easy tap down. That knee up, back forward and through. Switching it out. Up, opposite knee up. Open up the hip, standing leg strong. Tap the big toe down. You tap that eggshell, don't break it. Get the knee up high into flexion and soft as you land. 2 more. Flex the hip, abduct and open. Start to extend, but standing leg is strong. And the knee comes back up high. Circle it around, keeping your balance. 1 more. Knee up, open up, easy tap down, and then pull the knee up high and lower down slow. Let's practice some roll or some step overs here. So balancing here, I'm going to go with my right leg first. I'm going to roll onto the outer edge of my right foot. So I roll my foot into inversion. Try to send your body weight onto that outer ankle. Hover your left foot and you just step over. Okay, and we're practicing loading the ankle in a weak point, in a point that you might land when you're running, right, on different surfaces. Roll that ankle up, send the weight, balance on that ankle, and you just step over. Just practicing loading our weak points. Very important. Roll into inversion, pull that other leg up and step over. Now we'll do step aways. So we roll into eversion, find your balance, float that other leg and step away. Okay, so you roll that ankle into eversion, pull the knee up, step away. Once more, rolling into eversion, balance in it, pull the knee up, step away. Let's get that other foot here. Starting with eversion, roll to the outer edge of your foot. Try to balance on the foot first, then step over. So really simple here. Just takes a little bit of practice getting used to this idea. Find balance in inversion, step over. 1 more, rolling on, bear weight, and step over. Now we try our step aways. Roll to the inner edge of the foot, pull that one knee up and step away. 2 more, rolling into eversion, and remembering the trick is find your balance first, load that position, then we step away from it. Last one here, rolling into eversion, balance, and step away. And here we go, just finishing off. Find your half kneel position, okay? So with your foot front heel in line with knee, knee in line with hip. Back leg, get your knee, hip, shoulder all in one line, and curl your back toes under so you get some good big toe dorsiflexion as well. So pushing through the back big toe, give your pelvis a tuck under, open up this area right in the front of the hip. I want you to squeeze your butt and imagine there's a string on the front of your right hip, and that string is pulling your hip forward, and you release. Finding this oscillating mobilization, we'll get 10 total. Push through the big toe, squeeze your butt as you drive the hip forward, and relax. It's just like the action you would do walking or running. Big toe, squeeze the butt, push the hip forward. That's it. Push through the big toe, squeeze your butt, push forward, and release. Squeeze, pull the hip forward, release. Last 4. Squeeze the butt, push the hip forward, release, squeeze, and push. Release. 2 more. Pelvis stays tucked. Drive that hip forward. Hold it. Soften it. Here we go. Tuck the tailbone. Pull the hip forward. Relax it. Last one here. Tuck your pelvis. Push through the big toe. Drive the hip forward. And relax it. And we'll just switch out sides here. Right foot in front. Left knee down. Left knee. Hip and shoulder all in one line. Curl the back toes under. Pelvis stays tucked under. Getting around 8 to 10 of these here. Push through the big toe. Drive through that left glute and pull left hip forward. 3, 2, soften the contraction. All right, push through the big toe, squeeze your butt, pull your hip forward, relax. Same idea, squeeze the glute, pull the hip forward, relax it, and just practicing that action. Big toe, glute, pull hip forward, relax, squeeze your butt, pull the hip forward, and relax. Last 3. Squeeze, pull, hold, relax, tuck your tail, pull left hip forward, relax it, tuck, pull the hip forward, soften. Last one, push through that left big toe. Pelvis stays tucked. Drive left thigh forward, hold. 3, 2, and relax it on 1. Stand up tall. Last little bit here. You're just going to lift that right heel up, push through the big toe, and then lowering right heel down, lifting left heel. So just like you're walking, find some rhythm here. Right heel up, left heel down, left heel up, right heel down. Then you switch, 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 switch. Just like you're walking in place here. Feeling that big toe drive into the ground, getting your heel as high as you can. Last 4, 3, 2, and on 1. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for sticking with me through the pre-run workout. Remember, once you're on your run, try to breathe only in and out through your nose. The best way for your body to kind of break down the oxygen in an efficient way. Thank you again for practicing with me.